welcome to episode 14 of the SPADS Podcast. Joined once again by the usual crew. David Moyes, Graham Potter, both under pressure. Who's going first?
Well, I think Moyes, 100% Moyes. I think we'll go first. I know, that Potter's got more of a high-profile job, but Moyes hasn't done very well at West Ham.
What do you think's happened to West Ham this season? Because predominantly it's not much of a different team to last season. They had a great season last season.
You just said he didn't. No, he's done well, but not recently. They got him into Europe, didn't he?
He got into Europe, but this season it's been poor. The football's been poor.
What's happened? What do you think's happened?
Tiredness.
For the 7,000 competition.
David.
They interviewed him, like ex-players and stuff, and say, injuries and stuff. I say it's not an excuse, but it's like, well, everyone's got injuries. Everyone's dealt with. Do you know what I mean?
They brought players in as well, unusually.
Spent quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of money, but they haven't really played many, though, have they? There's quite a few of them haven't played.
No, the one they spent quite a lot of money on, I can't think of his name. I should have notes. But he's been injured. Is it?
Tony Yeboah.
Is it Paqueta? They spent a lot of money in the midfielder. He hasn't played. I think he's played like one game, but he's been injured. But yeah, I think it's very strange because he did have him playing quite well. I don't know. Is it the European football sort of
taking control of the players? Maybe.
Yeah.
Mate, the question you've got to be asked is: let's say you get rid of David Moyes, who do you bring in that you think does it better?
Well, that's why he's not gone.
No.
Yeah. Do you think anyone does any better at West Ham than West Ham?
No.
Well, they should be. Are we agreed they should be better than they are right now?
Yeah.
They're a 10-11 side.
Yeah, top 10. I don't think it's
bottom.
anywhere further than that. I think they overachieved.
They've been punched above their weight.
But I think top 10 about there is, that's their position, I think.
But are we looking at this under the season it is? The season itself's topsy-turvy.
Yeah. Biggest surprise probably United being third.
You've got a lot of other teams above West Ham that wouldn't usually be above West Ham. I know they're at the bottom, so they're above them now, but usually they wouldn't be. You've got the likes of Brighton, Fulham, etc., doing better than they would. So is it just we're just having one of them seasons as long as we don't go down?
But then saying that, right, West Ham are on 20 points and they're in 18th position.
Yeah.
In the 11th position, it's only 28 points.
They were saying that.
So it's close. The whole league is close. But if you look at their form over the 23 games, they've only won 5, they've drawn 5, and they've lost 13.
That's terrible.
That's not great.
But the problem
is one in the last 11.
Yeah, but then you go and look at this weekend, all the teams around them went and got results like Southampton. I mean, you just couldn't.
Yeah, but all those that got results have got new managers.
Yeah.
But Southampton, you got Everton.
Technically, Southampton ain't got a manager.
They got the caretaker.
And there was a decision being made that he's got to say to her, I want to beat it. So he's going to give the players a boost. Yeah. Those that have got new managers have come out with a good bounce.
Yeah.
So do we think Moyes is in trouble though? Do we think?
I think
looking at that,
if they lose this weekend, which they've
got, so obviously the next games they've got. So the next 5 games they've got Forest at home.
Yeah, which obviously Forest. If they lose that. Yeah, I think a draw might be okay, but I think if they lose that, I personally can't see him surviving it.
No, that's like you say, a 6 pointer. Forest are obviously probably higher in the league than we'd anticipated them to be. They're currently 13,
especially after that horrendous vein of form they went through. And now they're just picking up result after result after result. Aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing all right. And so then obviously they got West Ham. Have got United in the FA Cup. Obviously separate that. They got Brighton away after that. That's a tough. That's a tough game to come into 2 out of 5. They then got Villa at home.
It's one of them games where they should be winning. They've got so many good players in that squad. They should be beating them.
So then they got City away, which obviously no one would expect them to win that one. So and then the one after that,
probably get a draw. You might get a result.
Probably get a draw out of that one, wouldn't they?
Do you know what I mean? That weird. But in terms of running, not that there's any easy games in the running, but I think you're right. I think if he loses Forest, then he goes to Brighton, loses that. Then I think it's potentially on Villa.
Yeah,
and I think
they need to play Chelsea. They need to get some 3 points.
Well, let's talk about Chelsea. Obviously, Potter's the other one that's under, which I find a bit strange, really. This whole thing with Potter being. Now I know Chelsea aren't performing. I really like Graham Potter. I hope he does really well at Chelsea.
Yeah,
and I think he deserves to be in this big job. But I mean, is he doing a poor job?
I expected a little bit better. I didn't expect him to be fighting for top 4 because I thought, do you know what? Even though he's a good manager, it's going to take time to sort it out because there is some big issues there, and there's too many players that expect to be starting and stuff. That's you can't just put the first 11 together and that's it, they'll be all right, the other players will be all right. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of players in there that were bought expecting to be first, starting every game.
So do you think there's disharmony in the changing rooms?
Yeah, I mean, could you tell? Like, I don't even think a Chelsea fan could pick their first 11. Now, you could, if you had your first team fit though at Liverpool, you could relatively pick. I could probably pick your Liverpool team. You could probably pick your Man United team. It sort of really picks itself.
Sure.
But Chelsea, I mean,
I don't think Paul even knows what his 11 is. You know,
I mean,
he's probably not even had a full squad yet. You know, they've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
He's not had pre-season either, remember?
No,
Yeah.
he hasn't.
And that's it. And I think they've got to give him that time. You know, he's spent money on players, whether it was his choice or not.
No, he hasn't.
But they've got them players.
Spent a couple of quid.
Yeah, that's it. Just pocket change. But they've got to give him time because he's got to be able to see what he wants. You know, he's played like loads of games and loads of players. He's never sort of like stuck with the same 11.
Yeah.
You know, so give him time. You've got to give managers
It's not
time.
just the players. He's got to learn how to deal with big egos.
Yeah.
A massive squad, playing in Champions League, Premier League, Cups, etc.
all fronts. Yeah.
All this whilst being under the pressure of being at Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's like someone said today, Arteta, just what he did.
He got-
Just absolutely shocking, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Give him a bit of time, give him the backing, give him the time, and look where he is now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, last year, like you said, Arsenal fans were calling for Arteta's head last year. Now, as we found out on TikTok, so you talk about him and everyone goes absolutely batshit crazy. If you mention about, why are you talking about our team?
What are we, the Arteta police?
The Arteta police. Some great comments. The comment section is amazing on TikTok, TikTok in particular. But there was one interesting point that what someone did comment on the Arteta thing that came through was, and we mentioned obviously that one of the TikToks that went a bit crazy last week was obviously me mentioning about Arteta being passionate, etc., etc. And there was some person that said, well, on the other hand, you've got someone like Graham Potter who doesn't show any emotion. What do you prefer? What do you want? And I thought that was an interesting point.
Yeah, because that's been pulled up with him a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like
well,
about
what's your opinion? So
Does he show his passion in the Cheshire? In the Cheshire?
In Cheshire?
In the Cheshire.
All right, Kev.
Yeah.
No more beer for me. But is that where it is? And then on the side, he's done what he's needed to say.
What do you as a fan? What do you like to see in the manager? So I'll give you an example. For me, I like someone that's a bit calmer. I don't like people like Arteta, like a Mourinho. So I've never
Can't
got
make
mania.
a sensible decision when your head's going fucking west.
No, that's what I think.
no,
However,
no.
I understand the passion point and I get that. But I just want each of your opinions about what you think. Do you prefer a manager to be a little bit more calm, a little bit more control, or do you like to see the passion?
I like a bit of passion, not that craziness. But most of the ex-pros you listen to now on pundits, wherever, say you don't hear your manager anyway when you're playing. So it doesn't matter what he's specking out there. You don't listen. You've got your game plan.
Yeah.
So unless there's any changes, but he'll speak to you that when the changes are made.
Yeah.
Or the past little.
I actually kind of like how Ten Hag.
So it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
So I sort of.
I like a little bit of both. You know,
Yeah.
calm, but still a little bit of passion there.
Yeah.
Because,
passion when you're 2-0 up and you let a sloppy pass goal or something.
sometimes
And then calmness when you need to change because you're 2-0 down.
the crowd will feed off your passion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the players will say it, they'll maybe give that little extra boost if you need it.
Maybe
But-
that's why he's doing it then, because the Arsenal fans are a bit.
Yeah, they go mad for it, don't they?
The Arsenal fans are really quiet to Arteta.
They don't like you talking about Arsenal fans. Don't like you talking about Arsenal unless you're saying they're
Bit touchy,
amazing.
isn't they?
Which
Well,
is
that's because they're in a place that they want to be and they deserve to be.
Yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. He's done.
I can't.
Hate us at the minute. How dare you?
I kind of like. I mean, Fergie. Obviously, I know he used to like go at the referees and stuff. He was a bit like that though. He would, you wouldn't sit, but obviously then he would give him the big. If they need it. I kind of like that how Ten Hag does it. I know, obviously, I'm a Man United fan, so I'm going to say it. I kind of like how he does it because when he's not happy.
Yeah.
But then I like it I love seeing it when someone like Jadon Sancho, when he scores, it's like it's perfect, and you see him. He's like, he's so
He's
proud,
happy.
and they show you like
Ten Hag takes responsibility himself. So
exactly.
But Arteta, you never hear him going, well, it's my decision, blah, blah, blah.
No,
Never, ever blame
I get the passion. Fergie's a good example. I like Fergie because he did show that passion when he was angry and stuff like that. You never see him run down the touchline like mimicking a referee or like the one I think
there is a slight age thing there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's
I think the best thing I've seen as a manager is when Louis van Gaal was disputing something and he fell on the floor.
But that's what I'm saying, right? So I didn't really like that. That was really uncomfortable. And Mourinho, I think when he was at Tottenham, do you remember that one where he sat down and his assistant said he hasn't been booked yet, and then he throws the bottle down and he gets up. Like it just looks pathetic. So for me personally, I that's why the Arteta thing is a bit like I think he's a bit too passionate. But look, the Arsenal fans love it. I agree.
We're proper off piece there, aren't we?
Yeah, well, it's because we're talking about Potter. So, but again, so back to Potter in terms of that I mean, do we think he should show more emotion, or is that authentic?
Be the person
him,
you are. Be the manager you are. Let the players get used to who you are and how you deal with your players. They're your players.
Yeah.
You are who you are.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he
let him
didn't
get on
do
with
that
it,
at Brighton, did he?
He wasn't
No,
a passionate.
he's
Yeah.
He didn't do it at Brighton. So
Yeah.
why just because Chelsea are a much bigger club? Don't get me that. Why should he do any different?
Yeah.
No, agreed. Yeah.
Trust me, if they go and
Because
win,
the fans say so, Kevin.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. If they were winning, they wouldn't say it.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's the problem, isn't it?
That's everything. If you're not winning,
Fan-led
Yeah,
media.
everything finds a
Yeah.
fault. No matter what it is, you'll get a fault.
Yeah.
You're winning. You're doing exactly the same thing. No one moans about it.
Yeah.
No, but even if you're top, look, even if you're Arsenal, you're under more scrutiny if you're top, because that's just the nature of the Premier League.
Yeah.
You're always going
Yeah.
to be, under a bit more
Everyone
scrutiny.
was waiting for you to slip up, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's no Klopp scrutiny now, is it? The Liverpool news has gone well quiet.
No,
They've had a
but
couple of weeks.
obviously they'll be back in the news soon. Obviously, things we'll come on to Liverpool a little bit later on with the sale of the club.
When we lose this game after being 2-0 up,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
back in it. Yeah.
So the Liverpool Madrid game is on as we speak. It's 2-1 currently.
So we shouldn't
as
get
it goes.
stupid
Apologies
comments
if there is
because
any
they've
loud
been
shouting
choosing
from
this.
Dave.
Yeah. But coming back to Chelsea, so their form over the last 6 games has been exactly the same as West Ham. So obviously Chelsea are 10th at the moment. They played 23. They've won 8, drawn 7, and lost 8. The last 6 games, they've won 1, they've drawn 3, and lost 2. Got a goal difference of -1. So they've only picked up 6 points in the last 6 games.
Scored, have they?
Yeah, that's the thing. They've scored in 6 games. They've scored 3 and conceded
Did
4.
you see the
Someone
thing about?
mentioned
Did you see the thing about João Felix saying that he's won goal of the season or something, goal of the month for Chelsea? It's because he's the only one that's
He's the
scored a
only one
goal.
that scored.
It's like that is poor. Like
Someone asked if Potter in his press conference, he had a Aubameyang on the bench.
2-2.
Why didn't he use him?
2-2.
Yeah.
get him.
Alisson mistake.
Wheelchair.
Well, that's one goalkeeper mistake each.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Yeah.
it's interesting. So we said that we should give Potter time. So if you're a Chelsea fan, do you have to write off this season?
I'd say so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So you have to say whether
Yeah.
we finish 10th, 6th,
Yeah.
4th, or whatever, you write this season
Yeah,
off completely.
avoid the drop.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Just take it on the chin and get on with it.
Is it easy for us to say that because none of us are Chelsea fans?
Yeah, it's always easier when it's not your team.
Yeah, but do you not think though with Chelsea where they have changed managers and they've won titles, but then they have finished quite low before? Didn't they finish like 8th before?
Do they need European football? Or,
Well,
or
this
is
is-
not
this
having
probably
European
could do
football
probably
gonna
could
be a
do
blessing?
probably could do one season out of it, but with those players and that
Well,
way,
it's not only that; it's FFP, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, if
Yeah.
they don't get into
Yeah.
Europe, they're FX.
I thought that
FFP in terms
they
of
took that into account.
well,
I don't know if it's this
obviously,
season, but
they
next.
can only spend what they make. Can't they? If they're out the Champions League, they
Yeah.
can theoretically spend less. Although they've got contracts. They're the only ones
8
that's
years.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're giving out mortgages basically. You got it for 25 years.
Yeah.
So we're saying Potter basically should just give him the time.
Yeah.
And Arteta's Arteta is the case in point, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty.
Give him time.
And Fergie's the point as well.
Yeah.
Very good point.
When he was at United,
One game away
one,
from
2 games away getting the boot, and
Yeah,
look at
FA
him,
Cup goal, yeah.
you're the most successful manager.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best managers in the the English
Not
league.
probably one of
Is.
the best manager ever.
Well, at the moment.
Dave, don't
Oh
compare.
yeah, ever.
Dave,
Not that, yeah.
Dave, don't compare Gerrard against the surrounding.
I'm not. I'm not comparing Gerrard, but he done really well. You got to give managers
Yeah.
time.
But that is a point.
Yeah.
Isn't he was 1 or 2 games away from
Yeah.
being a sack
Yeah.
at United
Yeah.
before it turned around.
And it was valid at the time because it wasn't going
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It weren't like it was just for no reason. It was,
But it's like if your striker's not playing well, you don't go right. You're going. You're sacked. You give him time to
Yeah.
try and score a goal.
Rashford.
You do if your surname's Aubameyang.
yeah.
Yeah, well, Bangman's a bit different, isn't he? Really. He's-
I suppose at the minute, right, this is the test because Chelsea, I've noticed where they're calling in on TalkSport and stuff, they're slightly getting a little bit, where before that, no, look, give him time, slightly change.
Well, that's what I wonder about whether the Chelsea fans will. You make all that point. You say
Yeah.
give him time. He hasn't had a pre-season. They have had injuries.
And then
everything
one
else like that.
game, they lose one game, which I understand they lost a game to Southampton, I think. And then it comes back to his reaction. I say, well, that interview alone.
He
should've-
didn't dress himself well
No,
in the
no,
interview.
I
And
think
that's
the
the
loss
problem,
because
isn't
it was
it? Yeah.
Southampton as well.
Yeah,
and
that's
anyone else
what
it
it-
might have been acceptable. But you've got to think. Are they just saying, right, give him some time because they've bought in 795
Yeah.
players?
Yeah.
I think if they hadn't bought that many in, and they had have had a
791.
pre-season,
Yeah.
it would be a lot different.
Yeah.
I think they'd be going
Yeah.
out. But again, you've got to look at who's available.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no one
What about
available.
Tuchel going back to PSG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes to show you how sparse it is.
Yeah, it's interesting the point, and obviously we talk about Chelsea sacking managers, but obviously this ownership hasn't sacked managers as
No.
of yet. Apart from
No.
was they sacked Tuchel?
Yeah,
They said so,
he
didn't
was
they?
behind the scenes, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But if you're going to buy the club and you don't like Tuchel to start,
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But money's not a problem, is it? Doesn't matter if
No.
they don't get Champions League or they don't get.
No,
the money they
you'd
get
think
from
that. I hope they give him the time in
Yeah.
terms of that. And Chelsea's next 5 games, I mean, they've got Spurs next away. That's a difficult
They
game.
need
for
to
them.
pick 3 points up there. Don't they?
Yeah, they're very. They can't lose that game.
No.
If they lose that game, they're thing. Leeds after that, that's a must win.
Yeah.
They got Dortmund in the Champions League. Then they go to Leicester away,
Leeds have got
Everton at home, and Villa at home.
Bounce.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, but I hope they give him the time. Whatever happens, I agree with you. I think they should give Potter the time
100%.
to mould himself. As we're on to Liverpool, we mentioned it before. Obviously, FSG, is it FSG?
Yeah.
Come out and have now said the club's not for sale.
I haven't seen that.
So FSG come out.
Yeah.
John Henry's come out and said
He said it at the end of the interview, didn't he? He was talking about all his other sports things, and then went, "Oh, yeah, it was never for sale. It's just a partial."
Yeah, so
investment."
that's interesting because originally the bank or the thing they tried to do was looking at all options of potentially
Yes.
selling it.
Yeah.
But there was one interesting part he said on the end of that. So he said, "We're not looking to sell," but he said, "Will we be in England forever?" He said, "No." So that suggests that they're going to sell it at some time.
Yeah.
He then goes on to say, are we selling at Liverpool? No. Are we talking to investors? Yes. Will something happen? I believe so, but it won't be a sale. We haven't sold anything for 20 plus years. But it was that comment where he said, will we be in England forever? No. Was quite interesting.
I think that
Well,
there's
it's not really. You think about anyone that owns a club, are they going to own it forever?
No, but then it tends to be rather than individual, because they're a company rather than an individual. It's the company could theoretically hold it forever because you know there's a new CEO,
but they'll
for
asset strip at
instance.
some
and
point.
that
They
kind
always
of
do.
stuff. Sure, I understand. It's just interesting the fact that he made that
I
distinction.
think Man United being for sale is a bit different as well.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
Yeah,
someone wants to buy a big club. Oh, well, it's Man United.
I
or
bet that's
Liverpool.
why.
I think
Got
there's a
something
big
there.
difference where that's happened. It's taken that pressure away. Where they're like, actually, do you know what? And they've probably gone, do you know what? Let's go and get some investors for 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
They
mean?
don't
Get some
need to
investors.
sell, do it? It's not like
Build,
they're-
build
Well,
up,
no, yeah,
build
yeah.
Liverpool back up because the stadium's not got an issue.
No.
Build Liverpool back up. Hopefully, fighting for titles again. Get some investment and then build it back up.
What's
you
your
know?
view as a Liverpool fan, Dave, of FSG? Obviously, they've been great owners for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, would you like to see them go, or would you like to see investors come in?
Oh,
And is the investors to come in to invest in the squad?
yeah. I want investors for the squad. You know, I don't want FSG to go. They've done well. They've put money into the stadium. They have brought players, but they just need to trying to balance the books rather than go right. You go and spend 300 million. Don't have to worry about selling anyone. We've got to sell someone to spend the money.
But that's the way. Sorry to interrupt, but I think that's the way it should be.
It's 100%.
We'll come to the United takeover bit in a bit,
Yeah.
and I'll explain what I mean a bit more by that.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah.
It's
But-
kind of the right way, but
Yes,
it's frustrating when you see other teams.
Yeah.
doing what they want.
It's the right way if
Yeah.
every other club's doing that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's got a blank
Yeah.
checkbook
Yeah.
and you have...
Level
yeah.
playing
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it should. Like is it baseball in America? Isn't it a level playing field? You can only spend X amount of money,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
No more, no less. Well, less if you want, but no more. You've got a cap. Like on wages as well, they're capped.
Yeah.
Everything should be capped because it's never going to be a fair play.
So do you think it should be capped?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
You do you?
I think there should be wage caps, price caps for players, and
Yep.
spending caps.
It's interesting. I don't think it'll ever happen. But
No, never ever happen. Yeah, because
It's gone too far.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
devalued
Sorry,
the Premiership.
just bought this club for
Devalued it.
3.25 million. Yes, you now can only spend this much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd quite like investors, but invest in the team. A couple £100 million would be lovely.
Yeah.
So we can get 2, 3.
Buy about 15 players for that.
Well,
Liverpool love it.
Let's be honest
Love a
though,
good
Liverpool
deal.
wouldn't go and be
for
smashing
Chelsea.
if say
I'm with
say Liverpool had like 200 million, I mean, they wouldn't probably ever spend that much. It'd be like 150. They ain't going to go and get like these loads of world class big names. It'll be like one big name and a few
fringe
squad
players.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
which-
they're pretty sensible with their
Their
players, you know.
transfer business recently has been very good.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been
Gakpo is a prime example. Great business.
Yeah.
It's a really
Yeah.
good price to do it.
potentially we try not to overpay for players. Okay,
No.
Nunes potentially at the moment, yes, we've overpaid, but
Long term,
hopefully
long
not.
term.
Yeah.
Just didn't give him a 10-year contract like Chelsea would have.
No.
Yeah, Klopp's ways is not big name is he? Go and get a well-known, decent player, and make him something spectacular.
Definitely.
How long do you think Klopp will be there for? Like, not how long you hope he's there for. Realistic, hand on heart, how long do you think he's there for? Because I don't think he's there for that long.
No, I think probably another 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
I really do. You know, I think that's what he's got about left in his contract. I think he'll see out this contract.
Bayern Munich or German job, won't he?
German job or, I think that'll be
Bayern
it.
Munich.
I don't think he'll manage another Premier League side.
No, not at all.
No.
Would he go to Munich after being with Dortmund? Maybe not.
I think he would.
I think he would.
Would he go to Spain?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's not been to Spain. You know, it's a nice warm country. It's warmer in Germany, warmer in England. You know,
I can see him going home. I can see him going home though.
I think German manager potentially.
Germany job is last job, I reckon.
Yeah.
So just quickly again, just a thing. I don't want to spend too much time because it's all hearsay and thing. If he was to leave, based on thing here, who would you like to come in? Is it Gerrard? You wouldn't surely consider Gerrard.
Not Gerrard at the moment. No way. He's not. Great club player, but he's not a manager yet. He needs another 3 or 4 years of managing at lower levels, winning things.
Lower levels.
Yeah.
He's going to have to.
Yeah, and who would I come?
Someone was saying that.
So you're saying the door here is just open for Big Sam?
Yeah, Big Sam. Yeah. I'll take Big Sam all day
What about
long.
the Brighton manager?
That Gerrard's up for the PSG.
Yeah, I
job.
saw that. That is just ridiculous.
Shut up.
Yeah. But
Seriously.
anyone who's
I don't know whether it's just him.
When you say he's up for the PSG, like the secretary's job,
He's coming out of
he's
retirement
answering
to
the phone.
well, he can probably play in that Farmers League anyway, can't he?
back attacking the French league though.
Good job, we got no friends.
We might do soon.
Well, we upset the Arsenal, we upset the Liverpool fans. You got away with not upsetting the United fans, which is still
because you can't read. That's why. You haven't got the technology up there. Good save.
So obviously, Lee, you mentioned it. Obviously, Manchester United now. There's been 2 public bids. Now there could be
3.
potentially other bids. Is there 3?
Yeah, the Harvey Elliott come in with a finance.
Harvey Elliott, isn't he in Liverpool?
Whoever it is. There's a finance group that have come in with.
They've come
Okay.
in with
Finance.
That's to go
bids, haven't they? Yeah,
but that's only part ownership.
But that's
isn't it,
on
of the Glazers.
behalf of someone anyway. So
Yeah.
isn't it?
And so there's potentially other bids we don't know about. That has been.
And these aren't proper bids anyway. They're what they say.
Soft.
Soft bids.
Yeah.
So they
Putting the feelers out, saying
they can go to the
we
Glazers
might
and say,
buy
right,
you.
I've got
But-
this. I've got this. I've got this.
Saying that
What do you
though,
want?
I think the 2 that have publicly, which is obviously the Sheikh and Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah, Radcliffe in the office.
I would say they're both very strong bids in terms of wanting to
So
buy the club.
both said we'll come in. We'll make the bids. There'll be no debt listed on United. So they've got this for stadium, this for this for this for this. I think everyone's going down the Qatari route.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Obviously, us 3 are United fans. Dave's a Liverpool fan. Now, there's obviously the World Cup. There's the Qatari, obviously, washing money and everything else like that. And the human rights thing's always the thing that bands about when we talk about the Middle East in terms of that. Now, everyone's always against it when it's not for their team.
Yeah. I don't give a flying fuck about any of that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't care. What I care about, I don't want the Saudis coming in, lashing money about and fucking the sport over even more.
Sure.
It's wrecked.
Yeah.
You can't come in and just throw money everywhere. The field's not level for a start.
Yeah.
You're going to have 4 teams with umpteen amounts of money. So it's going to be top 4, top 4, top 4.
Yeah.
It just ruins the game.
It does.
It's going to kill grassroots.
Yeah.
All right, there's going to be no debt and the game's going to be, and the club's going to be in a better place.
So,
But what is that?
so you'd be against
all the way.
You'd rather Ratcliffe in terms of doing it?
He can't. Because he owns Nice.
Well, yeah, and obviously the Sheikh is
but the
part
thing is-
owns PSG if it's the same.
No, because
No,
they're saying
Well,
they've got
yeah.
no state
So the
ownership
thing-
Sure,
whatsoever.
the thing
sure.
Which is
with,
complete
Yeah.
bullshit.
The difference
But-
is with that is they checked that because obviously it was the whole thing that they were being used. So there's no links between him and the obviously the owners of PSG. It's completely different. And his dad was obviously the ex-prime minister.
Yeah, he was prime minister 18
and the
years,
money,
wasn't
that's where his money's coming from. So there's no cause
his
he's
money's
about-
his money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's
Don't
also
think
he's also a manager of a major Qatari
Yeah.
bank, so
Yeah.
he's a chief exec
But-
or whatever for.
It's one of those things like
Chairman.
obviously straight away as soon as it's Qatar, it's sports washing. Well, Mr. Ineos, he's obviously
Greenwashing them,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. So he's not as innocent as it is. But
So
like,
as a United, sorry, Kev, as a United fan, does that bother you? Where the
not
money
really,
comes from?
because the problem is
No, because someone else is going to come in.
But would it bother
Yeah,
you?
it'd be
Okay, but
someone
would it
else.
bother you if it was buying Liverpool? Would it bother us
I'd be no
more?
different, because the thing is, it happened with Man City. Man City was hardly spoke about. And then Chelsea, I mean, let's be honest, where did Roman Abramovich's money come from when he bought that?
You find me a billionaire that's not got something that you can put against them from where they got their money.
Newcastle, I mean, you don't hear about Newcastle.
Elon Musk is making electric cars everywhere.
Yeah.
He's sending rockets to feck in space.
Yeah.
Not exactly green, is it?
No.
No, but I think the green thing's slightly different to the human rights thing, isn't it? I think people have a little bit
It's
more
not
of a
like
different
they're going to come in and start whipping the players, is
But
it?
at the end of the day,
Do you know what I mean? It's not. You've got to
Maybe
put
they
that to
should.
one side. All right, the money's coming from a country where the human rights are a bit shit, but they're making amends for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like England are squeaky clean. We've got slaveries from fucking hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
We don't drag that up every time an English businessman goes and buys something.
yeah,
You've got to give. Do you know what I mean? They're making changes.
It was the English that abolished slavery as well, by the way.
it was
History
it's
lesson
for the narrative, isn't it? It's whatever.
Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah.
Sure, no, absolutely. No, I get it. But let's say, is it a narrative that rival fans will push?
Yeah,
Of
100%.
course it is.
And-
Jealous
100%.
because they
Let's
want
be honest.
hundreds of millions of pounds coming in there.
And let's be honest, it's Manchester United. It's not
Yeah.
exactly. You know what I mean?
Just a
It's-
small club.
Yeah, clearly.
So
Arsenal owners are American.
yeah.
Yeah.
America's not exactly squeaky clean with
No,
their...
no
Yeah.
countries
Liverpool
are
owners are
they?
American.
In
But
terms
no one
of
brings
that.
that up, do they?
Yeah.
So in terms of that, who would your preference be? Radcliffe, Qatari? You're Radcliffe, aren't you?
Yeah.
Personally, I would rather the Qatars because
They got more money.
no, listen.
Because you've been told there. Listen.
Because Jim Ratcliffe hasn't been quite as forthright, and he's not said about clearing the debt.
Yes.
No, he has.
Has
He
he?
has said he won't load the
Yeah.
club.
I'll
on.
get you a
No,
fact.
no,
Said,
no.
said, no, he
Said he
won't.
won't
He
load-
won't erase the debt. Idios will take the debt.
Idiots
Okay.
said
So
that.
it's not
And he
registered
put
to the
nothing
club,
on the
so
thing.
the club is
Yeah.
debt free.
But hasn't said about stadium and stuff, has
Yeah,
he?
he has. Yeah.
Yeah, put some money into the stadium.
Well,
Have you done any research on your
he said-
club?
Well, no, because
his
there's-
words were, "My
He hadn't said
intentions
as
are."
much.
Yeah.
My
But you can put whatever you like in writing.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to do this.
That's it, yeah.
Once you got the hold of the club, you don't.
Endeavour. That's the one in contract law. I endeavour to give you £1 million. Endeavour just means I'm going to try.
I'll try my
Doesn't mean
best
to
to-
say.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it doesn't mean to say.
intend. I intend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying Qatari's got more money.
I would rather it just
Basically, don't know. Not
I
very
want it to be run nicely. I don't expect it to be like if they did get into. I mean, I personally, once they're involved, I can't see them not getting it now.
Sure.
Because they've got more. Like, I mean, this is going to be a bidding war now, isn't
It's
it?
going to come down to the Glazers being greedy. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
that's the other.
And
The other
they're
option
banging
is
about
they
them
might
not
not.
selling it.
They might not. Yeah, they might not get rid of it. That
Yeah.
could be the issue.
Someone's
But
going
they're
to come in
gonna
and go, I'll give you 700 million.
Yeah, but let's be honest, they're going to say that, aren't they? Because they're
Yeah.
not going to say sell. So I just want the club to not be in debt. You're not going to see it go like PSG because you're not going to see like Mbappe, Messi, all these players just chucked into Manchester United. Because let's be honest, we don't need that.
No.
PSG was a club that was a lot lower down.
Yeah.
That needed
In the Farmers League.
yeah, in the
Ten
Farmers
Hag's
League.
going to be a massive pivotal part.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I just don't want. I hate the debt. I hate all this. Every month it's dividends coming out and all that stuff, and the owners not being there. And to be fair, it probably don't really bother me who the owner's there, as long as the debt gets
Place
cleared,
is sure.
because
Rack and feck
it
and
makes
ruin
enough
it.
money itself.
Yeah. It's the stadiums that
Yeah.
is the issue.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
obviously Leeds today they've announced Xavi Garcia as the head coach.
Good appointment.
Yeah, good appointment. Former Valencia and Watford head coach. The interesting part was they give him a flexible contract.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Oh, God knows, what does that mean?
Well, apparently had a rolling contract at Watford as well.
Is it? Is it like 0-based hours? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We'll call you every week.
Tax and
Yeah.
leisure.
When we need you, come along.
Overtime
Premier League managers on 0-based.
You-
I'm assuming that's
I
to
bet
stop
he's put that in because they're so close to the drop. I bet he's gone right. I'll come in.
Yeah.
If we get dropped, then
Yeah.
you decide. But
yeah.
I'm not. You can't sack me because I've got dropped where we are.
I will leave
Yeah.
if you want me to, or if I haven't got another
Yeah,
job.
you can't sack
Yeah,
me. because
I'm not
you
gonna
get
be sacked.
dropped because
He
it's a bit
got
too
sacked
close.
at Watford when he was like 7th.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So
And
in
took
Watford,
us to the cup final.
he was there for 20 months, yeah, from
Watford
January to
Cup
18 to
final, yeah.
September 19. Led to Watford to 11th for finish and an FA Cup final. Was sacked 4 games into next season.
He bought him up as well, didn't he, from the
Yeah,
championship?
he brought him up from the
Yeah,
Championship.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So he finished 11th, FA Cup final, got 4 games into next
That's
season.
what- how many managers had? 12 in the last.
Yeah.
Watford and Chelsea must be like sisters or brothers.
He obviously won the league in the Qatar League with Al Sadd. Was sacked last June, but yeah, I think it's a decent appointment
Yeah.
from Leeds. I think.
Yeah.
you'd
I don't
say.
know much about him, apart from
Yeah, I think it's
personally don't think it's. I think they're going down.
they're going down anyway. Yeah,
Fucking
which-
so desperate to get manager.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's so competitive the Premier League, isn't it? Like even good teams, and Leeds aren't a bad side,
No.
but they're probably going to go down.
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. Even Southampton, you see at the weekend,
Yeah.
not a bad side, but
But yeah,
you reckon-
going to go
right.
there.
Okay.
Southampton, Leeds, Everton.
Everton.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask.
No.
You three,
No.
who do you think's going down?
I don't think Everton will.
I think
So Dave, you think Southampton,
Bournemouth.
Everton, Leeds?
Yep.
Southampton,
I'm
Leeds,
hoping.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my picks.
Yeah.
Lee, what's your
Yeah,
pick?
Southampton, Bournemouth, Leeds.
Well, hopefully someone's wrong.
Everton,
it's
sure,
not
guys
me.
should do well there. I
Yeah,
think
I
it's.
think
I think Southampton
Next thing's
obviously
the
still
manager.
looking for a manager. Obviously, Ruben Sellers is the caretaker manager at the moment. Obviously, got the win at the weekend against
Got
Chelsea.
playing quite nicely, hasn't he?
Yeah, the players have come out as well and said that they want him to stay.
Yeah.
Don't know how they can make a decision after one game, which is interesting. But I
But
suppose,
it's not like he's a stranger.
yeah, exactly. I suppose
Yeah.
they know him as well. So
But it's never,
job for the
caretaker
boys.
managers never work, do they?
No, it'd be good if he
pressure
gets on
is
the
there.
permanent basis. Yeah, exactly. There is that. Yeah,
There'll be
there
a
is.
flexible contract, maybe.
as that's a new
Something
thing. Looking ahead to the fixtures this week, obviously Fulham Wolves on Friday, Everton versus Villa, which I think will be a good game. That'll be interesting. Leeds United, Southampton. That's a
That's a 6
Six
point.
yeah,
point
good
now?
6 pointer. That's
Big-
a
probably
really
be a
good game.
nil-nil
That's at 3
draw.
o'clock on Saturday. Leicester City versus Arsenal. Leicester were great in the first half against Manchester United, poor in the second half.
Hay was pretty good in the first half.
Yeah, they were
Very,
for the
very,
first
very,
half an hour. They were very good.
Dodgy VAR decision for you guys, wasn't
Well,
it?
Yeah.
it's a bit so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have been.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a point actually.
We'll have a VAR special coming soon.
Yeah, we will. That should have been a red card.
Yeah.
How he got
Yeah.
away with that. And I'm a United fan.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's a red card. Yeah. Although he does partly pull out of it, it's still.
No, it's,
fine.
no, at the end of the
You
day,
can still snap someone's
it
leg.
comes back to the whole.
2023, you can do what you like.
Yeah.
I actually thought. I mean, obviously Rashford on form again. Like, love seeing him in his form. Quite like seeing Jadon Sancho.
Striker in the world. That's
I like seeing Sancho back in his form again. It's good to see.
Rashford.
so good, Sancho.
Ten Hag's done well with him to coach Sancho back in. We should have talked about Rashford when we talked about United, but
Yeah.
he's in great form. It's great to see.
He scored more goals than Chelsea have.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's
through all games for
Yeah.
Rashford,
Yeah.
Chelsea have only scored 23 goals in the Premier League. Rashford 25 goals.
Yeah.
He's had his best goal.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You're doing some research.
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
man.
Scored the
Yeah,
most- he scored the most goals he's ever scored as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're only in February, so let's hope it continues.
Let's hope we've not just fucking jinxed it.
Hopefully, we have jinxed it.
Shut up, Dave.
West Ham versus Forest. That's an interesting
6
game.
pointer.
That's another big game.
That's
yeah.
that's a big game.
Do not put any accumulators on this.
No,
weekend.
that's the
Oh
thing.
no,
yeah.
go for it.
Bournemouth, Man City. That's a routine win for Thing. Crystal Palace, Liverpool.
You say that?
The Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest was, weren't it?
I know. Yeah, true. That's a fair point. Yeah, that's a
I
fair
don't
point.
think Forest get
Um,
I don't think.
But Crystal Palace, Liverpool.
You just don't know. You just don't know, do you?
Let's see how tonight goes.
Yeah.
It's great though, isn't
They
it?
will be tired
It's
after
a
this.
hard game.
That will be tired, but at least we've got a little bit longer to
Yeah.
prepare your half
Say,
seven kick
I
off.
would probably just edge Liverpool at the minute because Liverpool find a bit of fun. And Crystal Palace are
Scoring some goals.
Well, Crystal Palace a great one week and then pour it up.
Yeah,
There's
that's it, yeah.
no
They've fallen
consistency.
down.
But I suppose that's
Fallen
what
off a cliff
happens.
recently.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
That's just Crystal Palace.
There's a big game on Sunday, isn't there?
there's a little cup final, I think, going on.
Yeah, cup final Sunday. Also, you got
Can
a
I just come
Tottenham
on to that?
Chelsea.
Does anyone feel sorry for Nick Pope?
Nope.
Or
No, no.
Newcastle and the
No,
other
no,
17
everyone-
keepers they can't use.
Every time they come on TalkSport, I say, I do feel sorry for him. The guy come out about 3 times before done it, and it was like, mate, you need to learn. And they're like,
Yeah.
it's not fair. And it's like,
That's
it's
not
no
fair.
different to Man
It's the
United.
ram-
Get on with
Man
it.
United player
It's the
got sent off.
Yeah,
ramifications
but
that come
Man
from
United's
red
asked
cards,
VAR not to send any players
Oh,
off.
come on.
He paid Harold Webb off.
No.
Don't get sent off and you don't get suspended.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
simple as
exactly.
Yeah, it's harsh. You know,
Who cares?
You as a player have geared up for a final. You've not
Don't
done
get
it.
sent off.
They'll have the
Yeah, but
Don't get sent off.
wasn't
ex-Liverpool
on purpose.
keeper in goal now, Dave.
Carious,
Yeah.
yeah, calamitous.
Let's hope he
He's
has
gonna have
that
a
thing like
worldie
the
in a
cha-
watch.
Yeah, you know it. You know
He'll
it.
have a worldie
He
again.
ain't gonna stop
But no,
Rashford, is
I don't feel sorry for Pope.
No, not at all. I just,
Look.
it's the rules.
Yeah, it's the rules. You got sent off.
It's his
That's
job.
the risk. It's his job.
It's his job.
Yeah, it's his job to handle the ball, but inside the area.
What do we think for the cup final?
We're going to absolutely destroy them.
I think so
Because
because
they're going to
they're
be on a downturn because they lost to Liverpool last week.
Mm-hmm.
Who's they got? Well, they haven't got a game again. Have they?
No.
No.
I think they've.
The
I
keeper
think once,
situation's just going to.
I think once they made the final, I think the players' heads have been turned a little bit, and they're not scoring. I mean, even against Liverpool, Callum Wilson.
But are they backing off because they think that they're
Yeah.
going to get injured?
I
that
think
kind of
No, just
it's their biggest game as a club.
yeah,
you know.
it's massive for them.
So their players, they are going to back off. They don't want to get injured.
Yeah, but I think Callum Wilson got through.
They're going to beat you.
And no, shut up, Dave.
2-1,
Idiot.
extra time.
What are you going to do if they don't? What's the fourth?
You love a wild prediction.
If they don't, I won't do anything.
I can see that happening. I hope it doesn't happen.
No.
I could see something like that happen.
I just think
They won't score,
They're just not kind of firing all cylinders. Before they were scoring quite a few goals a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Callum Wilson against you, he should have scored, and it was just like normally he's the one that would get them going. And
But they missed lots of opportunities. It's going to be one game where they're going to score lots of goals,
Not
and it's going to be Sunday.
you reckon?
Let's hope not.
Nah.
Well, we'll
I'm
see.
going to go even bolder, maybe. Go for like a 6-1 win to Newcastle.
Dave loves a random bet. You can't tell he likes to gamble.
William Miller
never
on the
win.
phone.
What's that?
William Miller on the phone.
Right, I think it wraps it up for this week. We will come back to it next week and we'll see who's lifted, to see if Dave is right with his 6-1 predictions. Keep commenting, keep commenting.
They're hilarious.
Yeah. Those of you on TikTok, thank you very much. That one about my hairline was hilarious as well. That was probably one of the best comments. So keep them coming. Hopefully we haven't upset too much this week. We are looking for fan to fan reactions. So whatever team you follow, get in contact with us via TikTok.
Who have Villa got this week?
Via Villa, I've got
Everton.
Have they?
Yeah, I've got a Villa fan.
Cool.
Speak to him, see if he wants to do it.
All right. So, yeah, whatever team you support, get in contact. We need some more fan reactions. We want to put you out on the socials. We want to see a 45-second fan reaction for your team. Get in contact. Any questions you want us to answer? Get in
Subscribe, like, share, comment.
Tell your mum, tell your nan, tell your auntie, and we'll catch you again
Tell your
next week.
cat.
Cheers, boys and girls.
Cheers, thank you.